Hello, Gentle Explainer here. Today I am going to gently explain a thriller adventure movie called Survival Island. This story is about a wealthy and arrogant man who considered wealth and arrogance his true strength, but an accident lands him on a deserted island with his beautiful wife and a mere servant, from where returning is impossible. When hunger, thirst, and helplessness overwhelm him, he realizes that wealth is useless here. Only the ability to survive is truly valuable, a skill possessed only by the servant he always belittled. Time passes, and the situation gradually changes. When the servant falls in love with his mistress, an incident occurs that unwittingly strains their relationship. At the beginning of the story, we see a young woman swimming in the ocean who, after much difficulty, somehow reaches an island. Her name is Jennifer, and it seems like a ship had sunk and she had somehow managed to escape. But to understand what really happened, the story takes us into a flashback. There, we see 4 people about to embark on a sea voyage. Among them, Jennifer's husband, Jack, is a very wealthy man, and the other 2, Bill and Gail, are his friends. The captain welcomes everyone and takes them to his private yacht. Then we see a man named Manuel, whose job is to take good care of the people leaving the yacht. Just as Manuel is about to arrive with their luggage, his girlfriend Maria arrives and angrily declares, "I'm going to be the mother of your child. You have to marry me." Everyone else was watching their actions, but no one said anything. Manuel angrily replies, "This child cannot be mine, and I can never accept him as mine." Upon hearing this, Maria slaps him, and he retaliates. Maria becomes even angrier and leaves, threatening, "You will have to pay a heavy price for this." The situation has now become quite serious. Nevertheless, everyone quietly leaves for their trip. Then, as night falls, everyone sits down to dinner, and Manuel is serving. But Jack, proud of his wealth, considers everyone inferior to him. In that pride, he mocks Manuel, saying, "That girl slapped you very hard." Manuel becomes furious, but doesn't respond. On the other side, they see Maria dancing strangely in some mysterious place. Then, she pulls out a mannequin and begins acting strangely, revealing that she's using black magic to take revenge on Manuel. Meanwhile, inside the yacht at night, Manuel is in his room, furiously reading a book. The room next to his belonged to Jennifer and Jack, who were completely engrossed in each other, having fun, making this trip memorable. But Manuel was disturbed by their noise, which was making it difficult for him to read, but he couldn't say anything to them. But suddenly, his nose starts bleeding, suggesting it was the effect of the same black magic, but he takes it lightly and goes to sleep. But the next morning, a small commotion breaks out. Jack was waiting for his drink, and when Manuel arrives after a long time, he starts belittling him. He then complains to the captain about Manuel, saying, "This guy is arrogant," and doesn't even apologize for making a mistake. Hearing this, the captain goes and angrily tells Manuel, "He's our customer. Why bother messing with him?" Manuel angrily replies, "That man is just showing off his money." The captain says, "If you can't tolerate it, you'll be dropped off at the next port." The captain's wife tries to reason with Manuel, but he takes his knife and glasses and declares, "From today on, I won't work here." As he leaves, he angrily throws a handkerchief, which falls directly onto the gas stove and catches fire. The kitchen was empty at the time, so no one notices, and the fire slowly spreads throughout the yacht. The others suddenly see smoke and realize there's a fire. The captain quickly arrives and tries to extinguish it, but the fire has spread so much that it's impossible to control it, after which, everyone quickly leaves the yard and boards the boat, and shortly after, the yard explodes. But at night, a fierce storm hits the ocean, scattering everyone. The story then returns to the present, where we saw Jennifer somehow escape and reach a deserted island. Now, she's unsure of what will happen. Suddenly, she spots the captain's body floating in the water. Frightened, she rushes over and pulls him to shore, but he's already dead, which frightens her. Suddenly, Manuel appears. Apparently, he too survived the storm. Manuel tries to revive the captain, but to no avail. Now, they have only one option: to somehow survive. The next morning, Manuel goes to sea and catches some fish, and they both sit down and eat. Jennifer asks him, "How will we get out of here?" Manuel replies, "Someone will surely come looking for us. Until then, we have to survive somehow." Together, they build a shelter from coconut branches, giving them a place to hide. They share whatever edible food they find on the island. Gradually, they become quite familiar, and they try to survive on the island. 2 days pass like this, and then, on the 3rd day, When Manuel is about to go fishing, he asks Jennifer to come along, but when they go underwater, Jennifer asks, "Why did you kill that girl?" Manuel says, "That girl is crazy and keeps bothering me over every little thing." This conversation leads to a bit of resentment between them, which leads to Jennifer angrily running back to shore. But that night, Manuel apologizes to her. The next morning, Manuel goes fishing alone. After some distance, he suddenly finds Jack, still alive, near a reef. Manuel brings him back to the beach, and Jennifer is overjoyed to see him. Jack survived, but he was seriously injured, so he is allowed to rest. Jennifer then comes to Manuel, thanks him, and says, "If it weren't for you, I probably wouldn't have survived on this island." They then go fishing together. Meanwhile, Jack, having rested a bit, comes out, but he doesn't like the sight of Jennifer and Manuel together. When they return from fishing, they find Jack has lit a fire. They are both surprised that they had been eating only raw fish for 2 days. Jack says, "Now we can cook the fish because I have a lighter." Manuel explains that catching fish is a little difficult and requires going a little further away from the beach. Jack says, "I don't know how to fish, but you two have done a great job here. We built a hut in 2 days and made a lot of arrangements for living here." Days pass like this, with Manuel and Jennifer going fishing together. But seeing all this, Jack's attitude begins to change, and he begins to suspect that something must have happened between them in the first 2 days. He becomes irritated with Manuel, and one day, they have a fight over this. Jack says, "Stay away from my wife, and from today on, you will live separately. If you show off too much, I'll ruin your life once we leave." Manuel angrily declares, "I'll see how you survive here, because from today on, I won't bring you fish." Jennifer is forced to stay with her husband, while Manuel builds a separate hut. Jennifer understands that Manuel can survive here because he knows how to fish, but Jack won't last long, because he's always dependent on others. Now, Jack can't find any fish near the shore, so he sometimes drinks coconut water and sometimes catches snails he finds on the shore, and Jennifer is forced to join him. Then, one day, Jack and Jennifer go fishing a short distance away, but they don't catch anything. Meanwhile, Manuel catches 2 large fish, because such fish are found near the rocks. Seeing this, Jack tells Jennifer to stay here. He's going to the rocks. He might find some fish there, but Jennifer says she has a diving glass, so it's easier for her to catch fish. "You won't catch anything without the glass." But Jack doesn't listen and goes alone. Jennifer finds a sea snail, which she reluctantly tries to eat. Meanwhile, Manuel is sitting comfortably and eating fish. Then he notices Jennifer, who is very hungry. Manuel feels sorry for her and asks her to eat a little, but Jennifer refuses, saying that Jack will be angry if he finds out. Manuel says, "Don't worry, I promise I won't tell Jack." Hearing this, Jennifer agrees and starts eating the fish. During this, Manuel flirts with her and says, "You're so beautiful, and I liked you from the first day, but I don't understand how you ended up marrying this bald guy." Jennifer says it's a long story and then smiles and kisses him as she leaves. This awakens a strange feeling in Manuel's heart, and he feels very good. Meanwhile, we see Jack find some fish that were actually poisonous and yellow, but he doesn't know this and returns with them. Jennifer lights a fire, and the two prepare to cook the fish. Manuel tells them not to eat the yellow fish. They're poisonous. This angers Jack. Manuel knew all along, so they both go back to the beach and start catching sea crabs. Then, Jack sees Manuel trying to steal their fire. He gets angry and says, "How dare you steal our fire? Only the 2 of us will eat the fish cooked in the fire, because only I have the lighter." He then extinguishes the fire with clay, leading to a fight between them, and they start hitting each other in anger. Jennifer intervenes and tries to stop them. Jack says, "You have no standing in my presence. People like you don't even deserve to be my servants. Now that you've stolen our fire, I'll take your fish." Manuel angrily replies, "Okay, take it, because people like you can't survive without someone's support, and your wealth will be of no use here." Gradually, Jack's condition worsens, and the hunger becomes unbearable. He realizes that if he wants to survive, he must catch fish himself. So one morning, he sneaks up and steals Manuel's diving glasses and goes fishing. A little while later, Jennifer wakes up and calls out for Jack. Manuel awakens, and upon realizing his glasses are missing, realizes Jack stole them. He becomes enraged, grabs a sharp stick, and goes to beat Jack. Seeing this, Jennifer intervenes and tries to stop him, saying, "Please, don't do this." He's been hungry for a long time, but Manuel doesn't listen, and Jennifer tries her best to stop him. But suddenly, Manuel throws away the pointed stick and tries to kiss her. Jennifer initially tries hard to stop him, but Jack doesn't listen, and within moments, Jennifer also loses control. Meanwhile, Jack goes to the rocks and tries to catch fish with the help of his glasses and stick, but now they become completely uncontrolled and become intimate right there. After a while, Jennifer begins to worry about what has happened to her. What will Jack say if he finds out? Hearing this, Manuel promises not to tell Jack about this. Jack then returns with a fish. He first returns Manuel's glasses to him, and then goes to Jennifer to show her the fish, and she is overjoyed. But Jack begins to suspect that he stole Manuel's glasses. Why didn't he get angry? Jennifer says, "He was really angry." Then I explained that we were both hungry, and he calmed down. Hearing this, Jack's suspicion deepens. "What did you give him to explain it to me? I understood it perfectly. You shouldn't have done that behind my back." With this, he becomes enraged, grabs her, drags her outside, and leaves her with Manuel. Manuel, seeing this, approaches Jennifer and tries to calm her down. But now, Jack, enraged, goes to the other side of the island, improvises and fashions a pair of glasses from a bottle, catching fish and surviving alone. Meanwhile, Jennifer becomes worried because a day has passed and Jack hasn't returned. Manuel explains to her that Manuel has been suspicious of her since day one and doesn't treat her well. Let's forget about her worries and go dancing. Jennifer has begun to like Manuel's behavior because he doesn't behave rudely like Jack. Then, they start dancing. Jack sees them dancing from a distance and realizes his suspicions were correct. Then, while fishing, he finds a boat with one side broken, but it can be repaired. So, after much difficulty, he brings the boat up. Then, Manuel and Jennifer see him and come to help, because maybe all three of them can get out of here by boat. But Jack refuses, saying, "Don't even touch my boat. I'll only leave after I fix it." Hearing this, they both return to the hut, and Jack begins diligently repairing the boat. Meanwhile, Jennifer tries to talk to Jack again, but he refuses to listen. He says, "You've betrayed me, and it's proven. From today on, there's no relationship between us. I'll leave as soon as the boat is repaired." That same night, Jennifer tells Manuel that Jack has gone completely mad and will leave alone as soon as the boat is repaired. But before that, we'll both run away when we get the chance. Afterward, they go swimming and, having fun, start talking about running away with the boat. Jack overhears their conversation, and seeing them in this state, an angry man hatches a plan. The next day, Jack prepares the boat, but during this time, he sees Manuel, who had caught a large fish. Seeing this, he too goes fishing. Seizing this opportunity, Manuel and Jennifer quickly escape in their boat. Jack sees them and comes running, but by then, they both manage to escape. But after going some distance, they suddenly see that the boat is slowly filling with water. They realize that this was Jack's trick, and that Jack, in anger, had planned to escape with the boat and drown in the water. Now, they are forced to swim back again. Meanwhile, Jack is sitting comfortably eating dinner after burning their hut. As soon as they reach the shore, he attacks Manuel, injuring him and causing him to fall. Jennifer tries to save him, and Manuel somehow escapes with his life. Now, at night, Jack ties Jennifer up and prepares a sharp weapon to kill Manuel by attaching a knife to a stick. Jennifer was helpless and unable to do anything, but then Manuel arrives and attacks Jack, and a fight ensues. During this, Jennifer frees herself and they escape from Jack. The next day, Manuel is very weak from his injuries, and his girlfriend, Maria, is performing a ritual of black magic. Jack chases them to kill them, and they run and hide in a tree, but Jack finds them and, without delay, attacks Manuel with a spear. Manuel falls down, and Jack is about to kill him. Just then, Jennifer jumps on him and begins fighting to save Manuel. Meanwhile, Manuel picks up a rock and is about to kill Jack, but his body no longer supports him, and as he falls back, Jack's spear pierces through his body. Meanwhile, Maria uses magic to drive a nail into Manuel's effigy, leaving him breathless forever. 2 months later, a fisherman's family arrives on the island in a boat. They had come to check on the hut and find Jennifer there. She is overjoyed to see them, as she can finally leave the island after 2 months. Jack had gone fishing during the time. Jennifer takes his lighter and leaves with them without informing Jack. They feed him and reassure him that he is safe. Jack was near the rocks at the time and was overjoyed to suddenly see the boat. But the boat's crew was inside at the time, and Jennifer didn't tell them anything. Jack started shouting, "Take me away," but no one heard him. Jennifer even took his lighter so he could never light a fire. In the end, Jennifer escaped, leaving Jack alone on this deserted island to face the consequences of his actions. And with that, the story ends. I hope you liked this movie explain video. If you want to see more similar movie explain videos, then you can watch this video by clicking here. Now I go and see you in the next video.